Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a map called Conquistador Gorge. There's only one location to start out, so let's just go there. And here's what the starting point looks like. Now, this map comes with 4 custom cars, so we're going to mostly be sticking to those. The first one we're going to be taking a look at is the Burnside Special Swinger. The description just says, jazz it up. And here's a look at it. So on the top it says, swing it. On the side we got some musical notes, and then the fenders have records painted on them. So let's go ahead and get to driving. Now you could just drive right off of this, but that's a poor plan. You want to drive around and try not to hit the barrier and try not to spin out. Because if you drive straight off, you'll probably crash, and apparently if you drive backwards, you'll probably crash as well if I'm the driver. And most of the map is pretty similar to what you're seeing right here, where it's all big, wide open dirt roads, which are quite a bit of fun to drive on because you have a lot of freedom in how to approach things. There are also a few sections where there are just interesting things to look at, like over here, we have a jump that we can try to do. So let's see, I think it's a little bit too fast, but I can't remember. Yep, I figured it's better to overshoot it though than to undershoot it. And then right here we have a half pipe. We can do a little bit of driving in, try to get it up to speed on one run and then up into the air. Yes, just a little bit of air time. And now it's crashing and okay, we're on fire. Apparently that little thing was able to catch it on fire. And now we even managed to roll upside down. So let's go ahead and refresh this car. And to our right, we have this drift circle, and I call it a drift circle because I don't know of a better name. Just some barriers right here where there are skid marks of people sliding around it, kind of like I'm doing, but they do it much more aggressively and leave much bigger skid marks right there. I was just being gentle with the throttle and remaining in control of the vehicle. Now here is a split in the road, and these are very common on this map. They are all over the place, and then eventually the road will always meet up. There are some places where it'll split and split again. For the most part though, you have one split and then it'll meet up. And if you're like, look at all the different ways you could run this thing, there's probably like 100 different combinations. There are that many splits to it. And to show you as many roads as possible, we're going to do one thing where we always go to the right at every split, and another one we always go to the left. But some of the splits are a little bit hard to notice. Like this one, there's some dirt right there, yeah. But you actually have to know that's a split, and you're going to want to go to the right to see a different part of the road. And this is actually pretty cool because you get to drive through a waterfall. I mean, you're probably thinking more dramatic than this, but I just mean driving through the water. You're thinking like under the waterfall and it looks all beautiful in a cave or something, right? I said that, but no, I mean literally you're driving through it, not under it or something. And then you'll see though, this merges right back up with the main road right here. But before you know it, it splits again. It's only a few feet basically, and it's already splitting again into 2 separate paths. As before, we are going to hug the right. Next run, we'll hug the left. Going up this hill, it's a little bit steep, and this thing gets squirrely. This thing has more power than a normal Burnside by a pretty decent amount, because I noticed it does like to slide. Like, I'm being super gentle with the power, and we're going 80 miles per hour through here. And I crossed over another waterfall. I like the waterfalls, they look nice. I also like these things. It's like a barrier, but not. Like, it helps you if you're going to accidentally fall off the mountain, but you can still fall off easily. And for some reason, it actually popped my tire. I don't know why exactly it did that. Kind of sad about that. Now here, I'm not really sticking to the rule of left or right because you can see both sides here perfectly fine. And I'm just going to the left because those are more fun to drive on because they got like the angle to them and stuff. And how they blend into the rock like that. I just like driving on these more. It's that simple. Especially right here, like this feels really good, except it's kind of bouncy and rough on the suspension. You know though, I'm thinking it's about time we get a new vehicle because this one's annoying me that it has a pop tire, so I keep having to kind of do these little corrective steering maneuvers for some reason. I think pop tires don't usually cause it to swerve this much, but the combination of all this power in the Burnside and the pop tire really is making it kind of slide a lot. And I just barely got up that hill. Burnside is calling it quits. It's like, I can't do this no more, WhyBeAre. You need to replace me. So next up, we have an ETK I-Series, and this one's called the Old Rustbucket. So it says a rusty, fire and flood damaged, decommissioned rally car with a new engine dropped senselessly into it. And it's painted yellow. But it's so terribly, terribly rusted, you can barely tell it was ever yellow in the first place. Like, the lights are yellow, sure, but the rest of the car, it has hints of yellow. That might be like some rare yellow rust it developed because it's so rusted out. Alright, so here's a split in the road, actually. So we got to stick to the right here no matter what. Now this, as you've seen so far, is a pretty long course. Like, just running it once is probably going to take a good 10 minutes, it feels like. You know, I didn't actually time myself the first time, but it felt like it was taking a decent amount of time. But also right then I was, you know, making sure I could find all the different routes and try to memorize their locations and all that. We'll see how long it actually takes, but I expect it to be a while. Especially with me like, hey, look at this, hey, look at that. Slowing down whenever I think something's interesting. That doesn't help my time at all. But you can run these things really fast. If you know the route and you're a good driver, you can run them fast because the road is so wide and most of the corners aren't too tight. You just have to worry about the bumps in the road upsetting the balance of the vehicle and causing you to crash, which is the main reason I slow down. I just don't want to crash. We have another waterfall right here, which actually might be kind of interesting to crash into. So, see, this is why my time is terrible. I'm going to see if I can actually find a way to kind of sneak into the water. Ah, that's not how that was going to planned. It was so close, too. Look at how close this thing is. I want to see. Does the water actually push you if you just drop your car in? Kind of. I mean, it was kind of the slope of the rocks, I think, more than anything, but that was cool. All right, let's get this thing back on the road. So we crossed this bridge, and then we went and did something dumb, so I'll just teleport it back up here, reset it, and then we can continue along and pretend I never got distracted, even though I did get distracted because I am so easily distracted. Like, hey, look, there's balloons over there. I wonder if you could crash into those. I mean, they're way too far. Obviously, I couldn't reach them normally, but, you know, if you teleport your vehicle there, what would happen? So right here, this is kind of like a left and right option. That's the right one. And you might not have heard that, actually. Let me go ahead and just kind of bring this back here. There are actually crowd noises that you drive through this one. Listen up. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that was pretty neat. I don't think it's the first map to do this, but at the moment, it's the only map I can recall that has crowd noises. Like, I'm sure some racetrack map has done it before, because I vaguely remember that, but I couldn't tell you which track it actually was. So anyways, continuing along this road, it kind of looks like there's some interesting things you could do if you were like drive off the side of this thing. Because we're up pretty high, so we could get a nice roll going, but oh my goodness, this gearbox. It does not know how to downshift properly. We're in third gear going like 20 miles an hour or something. So here's another split. And I like this one because it has those structures that look like it's holding it down properly. It's not just like a floating thing. It's like this thing is structurally sound. Right here we got another split and there's a little sign right there that says snow. Or maybe it's ice. I don't know. You look at it and you see a snowflake. And if you think snowflake, oh, snow. You don't think snowflake, ice. That just wouldn't make sense. Whatever. Time to jump. Let's see if this looks as cool as I was hoping it would. So we're flying for a pretty good amount of time. We're going to get that impact and a little bit of a roll. Yeah, all right. That's a good roll to it. And then bop into the water. It's going to slow us down and nothing else is really going to happen. Try to take a look at the damage here. And we can go ahead and teleport this thing up and see if we get a little bit of a better view or not on the damage. So about right, I think here should be good. And yeah, there's a better view of the damage. Now we can go ahead and reset the car. And then we gotta do a quick 180 because we are not pointed in the proper direction. And never put it past me to accidentally go in the wrong direction. Like, I could have easily not noticed right there and just started driving. And then 5 minutes later, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm going the wrong way. So anyways, here's another split in the road. Left side, you climb up the mountain. Right side, you just kind of drive on this ramp-like area. Much easier than the left side. And one thing I'm noticing about this course is I'm going 80 miles per hour, but it does not feel like that because it is so big and wide open. Your car never feels like it's going that fast, even when it is. And there goes a hubcap. Just gone, flying off my car. Into the water with you. And through the water with me. No problem there. I don't know how those little tubes we just drove through work. Just magic and oh no, oh no, oh no. Hey, you guys like that? I got popped in the air and completely wrecked. If that barrier wasn't there, you guys would all have been goners. Alright, so here we go, another slippery area. A little bit of slip to it, and then there's a water area right there, but you'd really have to be driving recklessly to fall into that thing and drown your vehicle because it's pretty shallow at the start. You have to go deep in that thing. So right here, it almost feels like a forest area, but you're still on the path. See, like right here, now we're actually on the path, and that's a harsh jump. We're not going to be able to make this jump, but we're going to give it a shot. Not a chance. And then we can respawn. Well, actually, let's replace the car, so we're going to go with the Bushwhacker, which is from a rift in the Pacific. And this is the third of the 4 custom cars. The last one, if you're wondering, is for the Covet, which we will be using later on. But now, it's time for the Bushwhacker to shine. Again, gotta go to the right side, and there's some more balloons. I swear, we're gonna hit a balloon somehow. Legitimate, illegitimate, doesn't matter. We're gonna hit a balloon. So here's a roll hazard. Be careful not to roll. And here it actually splits into 3 different routes. We're gonna go through the middle one. And that's it, because that area right above us, that's the 4th route that we'll be running on next time. And I decided on the middle one because to me, that one was the most interesting. You do have to be careful all the rocks right here, though. If you hit one of those rocks, it's very easy to flip your vehicle over, so I'm going a little slow through here just to make sure I don't accidentally clip any of those. There we go. And then you get to go up this and then basically ride the mountain, which I thought was pretty cool. So ride it and come on, level out without flipping. Nice. And then there's the name of the map. So it says Conquistador Gorge. Well, you can't really see the whole thing in the frame at once. There we go. Zooming out is a really good strategy when you need to zoom out. So now back to the vehicle, and we're going to just keep on driving as if I wasn't easily distracted once again by a sign that said the name of the map. It's like, WhyBeAre, you already know the name of the map. Why'd you bother reading that? Because it looks cool. It's all neoned up and stuff, and oh, that was a little sketchy. Thought I was going to tip over just for a split second, but I believe in my pickup truck. It can flex, but it won't flip. And then up here, this is a little bit of a weird corner, if I remember correctly. It's kind of like you have to go really slow if you want to go around it, but you don't have to go around it, but it feels like you should go around it, like that. It's like you could have went to the left side of that broken down building, but I felt like you should go to the right side. Oh no, I missed my thing. There's a little area you could drive through there. Oh no, don't fall down, please. All right, we're going to make it still. That was a really dumb way of doing that, but we are going to make it. So here's just another path, and really the best way is to go straight right here for the smooth exit. But no, we're going right for the extra unsmooth exit. I didn't think it'd be that bad, but yeah, apparently it was. And then right after this corner, we will have made a lap. We just got to go through this right here, last corner. Oh my goodness, slow down, slow down. I'm not going to fall off on the very last corner accidentally, but I will crash right here intentionally. That is run number 1 of the course. Let's start run 2. And why not start at the exact same place we started at when we started the video? I just said start a lot right there. So we're going to be going left every time this time, except for the first one. We're going to go right here because I didn't go right the first time because this is kind of dumb. It's just like you can drive straight through these people and absolutely nothing happens. I didn't feel like starting the video with that, so I went left right there. Otherwise, I think I took the right at every opportunity I had. So here's the first real left path. This one actually goes under the crowds that are watching, so they don't get to see what's happening. Like, it'd be cool if there was a glass bottom right here so they look down. It's like, whoa, there's the truck. And here's the second one already. So this one we have a jump, and I'm probably going to do the jump at the wrong speed. I'm calling it now because I don't remember how fast you really need to go to clear this thing. So let's floor it right here and see if about 60 is enough. 60 is a little too much, but we have a truck with all that ground clearance, so it made it no problem. Although we should probably change to the last vehicle so you can get a look at it. So let's go and just park it right here and have a nice long straightaway for this Covet to get started. So we want to go to a Numskull Covet, and the one we're going to be taking a look at is the Numskull. It's a tribute to Monument Valley's finest lunatics. So spawn this thing up. And now we can take a look at this as we drive straight. So it has the number 69 all over it. There's the Numskull logo right there, and it's all scratched up on the front, and then a little bit of scratched up on the rear. All right, now, on to flying. Instead of driving, we're flying. Is it going to live through that? Yes, it lived beautifully through that. Very, very little damage. Now we're going to slow down a little bit right here because we need to go to the left through this section, and it's a little bit bumpy. So now here is another split in the road. This one you probably don't want the Covet in, to be honest with you, because this water slows you down quite a bit, and this thing is damaged. It's pulling left a lot. Like, I am hitting go right, go right, go right, just to keep this thing straight. Now this road does split a couple of times, but it's more of like there's a rock in the middle of the road. Which side of the rock are you going to go on? It's not really a split, if you see what I mean right there. And oh my goodness, this thing does not want to drive straight at all. I'm going to wreck this thing so we can get a fresh one because this is a pain to drive. And it's a pain to accelerate. It's not accelerating properly because the front suspension is so damaged. See if we can get it fast enough, though, to make it fly off the cliff a little bit. We got some good places to fly off soon. Come on, accelerate, accelerate, accelerate. Good, 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 good. And steer a little bit to the right. No, that's not steering. That's rolling over, but it's at least getting wrecked in a cool way. I can never do that if I tried 100 times to land on top of that, and then I just did it accidentally. That's amazing. All right, bring this thing back, and we got to put it on the road. There we go. And then continue driving a car that actually drives in a straight line, which is a huge convenience. Like, you don't appreciate how nice it is to have a car that drives in a straight line until you have a car that doesn't drive in a straight line. It's like, wow, that other car sucked. I guess in a real car it's not as bad because you just hold the steering wheel a little bit offset. But you can't really do that with a controller. It's just like there's not enough precision there. In the steering wheel, you have this huge amount of precision. Controller, you have itty-bitty inputs. And then it's even worse if you try to use a keyboard because you don't have control over your input. It's either full steering or no steering. That's it. Oh goodness, there we go. We're good. Keep going. All right, we're gonna get some good speed on this thing. We're gonna be going about 80 at the end to get a little bit of flight. And you stay level. Perfect. Whoa, nope, that's not staying level. But we laid it up right, so we're gonna keep going. Doesn't matter how damaged this thing is. And yeah, it is damaged. It's not driving straight. I can keep it straight though. And we can keep on going. It's actually going up to speed. There's a little bit of a downhill to help me. And if I remember correctly, there's a jump around this side. So let's just jump this thing and probably completely wreck it right here. Going as fast as we possibly can and splat. Go left. No, it doesn't go left no more. It don't go left. Try not to crash. A little crash. Now let's take a look at the steering actually real quickly. So this is my steering to left and right. That explains why I didn't go left when I wanted to. And now for the easy left cornering. Oh, look at that. So good. I almost just crashed into a rock accidentally. Thankfully, though, we also turned to the right good as well. So the next split in the road is actually the hardest one to notice because it just doesn't look like a road. Right here, you see those bushes? Drive right through them. Just drive right through them. You're like, WhyBeAre, stop. You're going to crash. Ah, proved you wrong. And then we have this outer road right here. Again, it has structure to it, and I love those little details to make it look like the road isn't just floating there for no reason. And I'm going to go a little slow through here because I don't actually remember this area too well, and I don't want to accidentally flip this thing on a bump I don't remember. So far, it's going pretty well. Now we got to floor it because we got a hill to climb. And this car's doing pretty well on that climb. And boom, we're back merged up with the main road, I think. Yes, because I vaguely recognize this area. And we gotta go left here. Although the right looks a lot easier. Like you gotta drive through the water and all this. Right side, you're just cruising along on the easy part. You made it though. No problems. Then you gotta go through this tunnel very carefully. Like it looks like there's all this debris, but actually you just drive right through it. You don't expect that though. Like I see that, I'm like, oh no, and then I drive right through a small one accidentally. It's like, oh hey, this is not a concern after all, and I just cruise right through it. Ooh, that could have been bad. I could have flipped over super easy right there if I tried to stay on the road instead of just kind of cruising off the side. All right, up the mountain. Hold on, car, you can do it. Ooh, it actually can do it. I didn't think that was gonna work. I thought we were gonna flip over and die. All right, we gotta slow down a little bit right here. I don't want to accidentally fly there and flip over. So here's another split. We're gonna go up the hill. It's a little bit hard with this thing because you gotta go through the water and stuff, losing all your speed. Then we have another split right here. Don't have enough speed for the jump, but we're gonna take it anyways. Wait, nope, wait. Kind of. Like, I kind of made the jump. I flew, I landed about where I needed to be, and I can continue driving. I guess that's a success in a way. Just not the way it was intended to do. And then there's the other jump, which I failed earlier. Maybe if you're coming from that direction, it's easy to get up to speed and you don't bounce as much, but this car is damaged. It cannot get up to speed easily, so ignoring that. In fact, you know what? Let's just go ahead and replace this with another car. It's going to be one you've seen before, but I'm kind of getting bored of it. So let's go back to the swinger version of the Burnside Special. And let's see what happens if we change the color on this one, what it'll look like. We'll just throw it in orange and take a peek if that changes it or not. Nope, the whole blue is all part of the skin. You can't change that to orange or anything like that. I was just curious. Alright, come on, do a quick rotation. There we are. And continue without sliding all over the place. There we are. So we got some containers that all just tumbled all over the place over here. Gotta be driving a little bit slow with this one. I just don't trust this car. Like the other one, I trusted it. This one, too much power, too little wheel. You floor it, you just slide. 50 miles per hour is a very respectable speed though. Alright, so right here we gotta go. Oh, I kind of missed this. Just, there we go. And then we floor it, and hopefully this thing will keep me straight. No, it won't. It is not going to keep me straight. In fact, it's doing the exact opposite. It's sliding me all over the place. Alright, now we floor it. Gently. Okay, go. See, if you floor it once you go in highway speeds, it doesn't really matter. But anything below 50 and you're going to slide. You know, I probably should not have chose this car, to be 100% honest with you, just because it's such a difficult car to control compared to the other ones through this terrain. Alright, up onto the wall though. This is what we're doing it. This is how we doing it. That was beautiful. Now down the wall. And there's some just giant guns right there. I just want to point that out. Let's see if we could actually drive into them and see what happens. No traction, no traction. Okay, we're gonna teleport into them. I think, maybe, actually, was it gonna make it up? Nah, we don't have enough traction. So we're just gonna say, car, go on gun. What happens? Oh, it goes right through them. Oh, now we're in the ground, crashed out. Okay, let's go over to where we were. Kind of got all spun around right there. And then smack it, reset it, continue along. Oh, come on. Get some traction. See, this is why I shouldn't have drove this one, man. It's hard to go. We gotta be at a steep road right here. Hopefully it doesn't fall off. I guess it's not that steep. But I don't trust this car. I don't trust it to do nothing right. Back onto the main terrain. Ooh, don't drown on me. Don't you dare drown on me, car. Actually, I mean, I guess you could. Is this a path or not? I cannot remember. Let's see. Yes. Yes, it is. So go nice, slow, and careful. And what is this? Just gotta, like, sneak on through here, huh? That doesn't feel right, but I don't see any other way to do that. Okay. Anyways, keep on driving. And last time we actually forced ourselves to go right there, so we gotta force ourselves to go left, even if it feels wrong. It's what we gotta do. You know what? Let's wreck this thing and replace it. I'm just not enjoying driving this thing. It's too hard to control. I'm like so focused on don't crash, don't crash. I don't get to enjoy driving. Alright, let's get this thing in that weird looking green. Does it actually look like it has the green undercoat? Nope. Even the rusted one will always look like it had yellow at one time. It's just the way the cars are skinned. It's not like an overlay to the car. The whole car is completely skinned. That's the difference. And I got a different car for that. What a waste. I didn't realize it was that close to the finish. I didn't feel like we were driving as long as the first time. Probably because I was less distracted by things. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. Till next time, this is WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.